work with all those wonderful, wonderful actors.
I just thought of Cece as one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But you're right. You're right.
Cece, she's Cece.
Yeah.
I was a big Buffy fan, so Anthony Head was like... And James Marsters too. That was pretty sweet. Those guys are pretty amazing.
Yeah, and 7 of 9. I was married to 7 of 9. I saw her and I'm like, damn girl, you're like 11 of 10. I told her when I met her, I was like, do you realize that my stud credentials have exponentially increased because of you? I mean, you know.
Oh, it's always been the same.
I went from 2.5 inches to 3, just like that.
Oh God!
I'm talking about my resume.
The bar graph of your popularity.
I don't get it.
Do we have another question?
Yes, ma'am. I'm doing my best, I swear. And we broke her, so hold on. You broke her.
We broke you, I'm sorry.
Eddie, you did it again. You broke something else.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Better drink a Coke.
Okay.
The answer to your question is something to do with the groin.
Thank you, sir.
I'm with you, girl. It's day 4.
It's day 4. You've been sitting near them the whole time. Okay, here we go.
So you guys do a lot of different fight scenes, like with your different villains and with each other at different points. So my question is, what was your favorite fight scene? And for Derek, which one was
When
your
Eddie got hit in the groin.
Just to let you know, I did all my stunts. So, me and Tom Cruise.
Wait, what?
I think my favorite fight scene was in Duped, actually. We had a wonderful director named Michael Watkins who, we had choreographed this fight, and it wasn't working because it was too controlled. It was too much like Micah and not like this sociopathic persona that I had adopted. And so, yeah, I've never been in a fight. I can run fast, that's kind of my deal. Yeah, I would just run away. And it was one of my only times as an actor. He was like, well, just go after him. Go after Eddie, just go all out. And it wasn't quite, I was so afraid I was gonna hit him. And
But you did.
I did. I think I pushed you through a wall.
The hotel we were shooting at was this very famous hotel.
Is it the King Eddie?
The King Edward in Toronto, and in the presidential suite, there was a hole about this big where my entire back went through. The producers came in and were like, okay.
But one of the craziest things about that is because he said, I just want you to let go, and I just want you to go after him. And never in my life had I ever attempted to do something like that. And it was sort of, I've never been the same since.
Neither is my back.
So vicious about it. And, you know, as actors, those are the little gifts that we get to try on these things that we would, as people, probably never attempt to do. And after I did that, I was shaking. I couldn't stop shaking, and I was crying, but it felt so good. So that's my favorite fight story.
I don't know, I think mine was jumping across the roof to the tune of Bad Reputation in season 3. What was that episode? It was with the Gollum artifact and the hacker. I don't remember the name of it. Not Queen for a Day, it came right before that. Anybody? You call yourselves fans? Season 3, episode 4, come on!
Day 4. Day 4.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, now I have Bad Reputation.
I think I stopped doing my own stunts at 55 or so. I don't think I was too, you know, I did a stunt back at 20, it's now 20 years ago, where I was in a movie with, it was called Out of Trouble. It was a very successful movie. It was with Julie Roberts and Nick Nolte, and I was a bad guy. And I had to, the CGI was not what it is today. And there was a stunt. I was 120 feet up in the air on a catwalk. And the director, was Charles Shire, came over to me and said, hey, we'd like to get a shot of you falling to your death from above. And in order to get you falling away from the camera, we kind of would have to use you. I said, huh? He said, so if you're willing to do it, we'll put you on a descender. What? A descender is a barrel, and it's made by Kenny Baker. He invented it. It's used, to drop paratroopers out of helicopters onto terrorist campsites. And it won't drop you like full drop, it descends you on a rope very quickly. And we can get you falling away, and we can paint out that line. And I decided, am I boring you?
Descender.
You lost me at Descender.
Let's move on. So I was terrified, but I knew that I wanted to change some dialogue, and maybe I could do it. And they practiced with me, slowly at first. And the trouble was, I had to sit up. They put me in a little basket that was made of plexiglass that supported me, but I had to sit up. And I didn't have the abs for it. But I had to learn. They started me I was terrified of heights. Got me over that, mostly over my fear of heights, as I every day slowly and a little bit more quickly. And then they said, look, the way to do it is to flail, you're going to flail, but we're going to speed up the film. So just flail really slowly. By the time you've done that, you'll be on the ground. And I said, how? We drop you, and then we feather you starting about 15 feet up. We're going to drop you 100 feet, like at about 90% of speed. And then at about 15 feet from the ground, it's going to go. And by the time I practiced it for 2 weeks, it was nothing. I pretended to be terrified, so the directors would let me change what I wanted. And then after it was over, they looked at me and it was done. I said, you want another take? And so since then, it's 20 years ago, then I told my wife. And I had, at that point, Hannah was 4. And she said, you did what? And it was right after the Northridge earthquake. And I said, you don't understand, that structure inside that building was safer than anything else in California. If we had an earthquake, I'd be the only one that lived. But I promised her that I would, at that point, with a child and one on the way, that I wouldn't do it. It wasn't worth it, because I love doing stunts, because although I look like somebody who doesn't do it, I'm limber and I'm flexible, and I like doing them. I've been doing
Hear that, ladies?
I didn't do them on Red House. The only time I got hurt was when I was in a hammock and I was so heavy, the thing came out of the wall. It was so embarrassing. It's the only time I got hurt.
Aaron, how about yours? Favorite fight?
My favorite fight scene was probably in Savage Seduction. Having a cat fight with myself was strangely cathartic. It just felt amazing. And yeah, I usually get beat up a lot. That's sort of, when I get in a fight scene, I usually get beat up. So, I never usually enjoy them. So I kind of enjoyed fighting with myself. It was good. A little wrestle.
Have you ever done it with your brother? Like,
in real life? Yeah, I kick the shit out of him all the time. He might say otherwise, but he's not here to defend himself. So.
But not in a film. You guys together?
No, we haven't really done a ton of stuff together, so, but maybe eventually.
Hey, Aaron has a new show.
What is it called?
I thought you guys would never bring that up.
We're just really jealous. What's the show called?
It's called Killjoys. It's going to be on Sci-Fi sometime in 2015, and it's kind of bounty hunters in space. But it's not Firefly, but it's sort of a similar sort of. Because everyone's like, oh, Firefly. But everybody liked that, right? So.
And your character is gay?
Yeah, my character's gay.
Okay.
No, is that true? No, it's not. I did do a pilot in the winter that didn't get picked up, where I was playing another gay law enforcement agent, and I was like, I really got this market covered. Yeah, I know, it's amazing.
It's because of how many cats you own in real life.
How many
Is
times?
there humor on the? Is there going to be humor on the show?
It's not going to be as funny as Warehouse, but there's definitely, it's not just straight seriousness. There's
What do
definitely.
you play?
What do I play?
Yeah.
I play Killjoy. His name's. Am I really want me to start
Yeah.
pitching the show?
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome.
Sci-fi fans are loyal. We love
Yes, I knew that, but it's nice to hear. I play a guy named John Jacoby, who's like a basically bounty hunter in space, and there's another partner that I work with, a girl named Dutch, and she's a badass assassin. And we work in something called the Quad, which is like a planetary system where there's 4 planets. And it's a really interesting show because it starts to deal with and it's sort of doubling what's going on here, a revolution and economic disparity and these different things. And we basically are working as bounty hunters, but there's sort of a revolution bubbling under the surface, so we have to sort of pick a side, I think, by the end of the first season. But we're only 3 episodes in, so I don't know exactly where it's going. But, so that's all I got. They're probably going to give me hell for saying anything, but there you go. Thank you for listening. Sci-Fi 2015. See you guys next time.
Here's our next question from the floor.